Good morning, Shave Cadre, and happy St. Patrick's Day. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, wonderful morning. Yes, we finally hit the 80s here, and so we're going to do a nice, relaxing straight shave today. Basically, today we're going to be using the Rudy Vey Persian jar with a mule synthetic. Don't need to soak it, but I do. It's out of habit. Also, the fine platinum shave soap, followed by the fine platinum aftershave, which obviously is a Creed Aventus copy. And then, of course, the real stuff, Creed Aventus for the EDP. I also have, for those that remember, my popcorn popper, my microwave popcorn popper with my steaming hot towel for my shave. So we'll go ahead and get started getting the lather whipped up. We're going to do a cold water shave today because it's getting warm out. And so what I do is I just pour what's in there and then just start loading the lather. And the fine soaps, if you haven't used them yet, which, unless you're living on the surface of the moon, they're a good soap. They're made, I believe, somewhere in Europe. I'm not sure who they're made by, but they're made by a pretty good soap maker, from what I understand. I've heard rumor it's the same people that make tobacco. I don't know if there's any validity to that or not. But this only takes about a 30 second load to get it started. And then what I'll do is I will spread some of that soap on my face for the hot towel treatment. And I'll try to massage that in pretty deeply. And we'll go ahead and do our hot towel treatment. I don't know if you can see the steam coming out of it. And the hot towel treatment doesn't take long. Oh, and also I'm using my Ralf Aust 5/8 today. And I usually won't put any more moisture on it. I'll go right into face lathering. So if you're used to lathering tobacco, add a little bit of water, then you're going to have no problem lathering any of the fine soaps. They're wonderfully slick and pretty easy. Obviously, Aventus is my all-time favorite scent for anything other than the 70th anniversary. So being able to shave with everything together is really, really nice. We're going to do my normal 3-pass straight shave today. Just add a little bit more water. Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. I will heat the blade up a little bit. if you are new into straights, and you're looking to buy your first production straight, I would definitely recommend Aust. They are reasonably inexpensive, and they are fantastic razors, made in Solingen, and they're just wonderful. Very, very mild. Very evenly balanced, and just wonderful. They hold their edge very, very well. Stropping usually will keep the edge good for a long time. As I told you guys, I strop between each pass. On both linen and leather. Just 10 laps. We'll set up for our second pass. Heat the blade up again. And now our second pass. Okay, there's pass two. Once again, I will strop the razor one more time before the final pass. And for those of you that wonder, I'm using a Tony Miller heirloom strop with the linen and the leather. And then for my final stropping after the shave, I have a English linen and a West Home strop. Okay. Some of you may notice that on my second pass, I just do paintbrush strokes. And then on this pass, I dig in again. Well, this is my final pass, and the whiskers are the shortest, so I want to do everything I can to make sure they're standing up and that they're as lubricated as possible. I think that's one of the key factors in me getting my DS BBS shaves, is I spent a lot of time on the last pass making sure the slickness is right, adding a little bit more water, and then spending time really scrubbing the lather into my skin to really get those hairs to stand up. Okay, and there's the third pass. Nice thing about this soap is that it is slick enough to where you can do a water cleanup pass, but since there's so much lather, I'll usually do the lather. So a little bit of cleanup. That's it. Now I'll take my cold towel or my hot towel and rinse it off like I've said before. And I'll take my Lucky Tiger. This also gives me a good gauge on how well I did on my shave. If it burns, then I probably got a little bit too close. But if it just gives me that nice cooling feeling, then it works out perfect. So I'll leave usually a little bit more water in my towel, because this kind of acts as a rinse, but it also cools everything down. Do one final cold water rinse. Yep, it's a Grail shave today. Now, another nice thing about the fine platinum as opposed to just the Aventus by itself is that it does have menthol in it. And so it gives you a nice little shot with the flavor. This is probably the closest copy that I've seen to Aventus. There's a ton out there. Olympus is good, but I still think that this one's better. So if you haven't tried it, any of the fine products, do so. Chris was talking earlier about a Barbershop or a Rive Gauche pour homme style. Once again, fine, nailed it. It's as close as possible. This is the original iteration of Rive Gauche pour homme. You can still find this on the internet. Still find it new, but the price is going up. Last I checked, it was about $85, $90, but it lasts a long time. I've had this for a few years. The newer version of Rive Gauche is a little bit too synthetic for me. It's not as barbershop-y as this was, and I think that this is definitely the way to go if you're looking for that Rive Gauche style flavor. Put these two together and you're golden. So Chris, I hope that helps. And that's Chris Gearnor. And so what we will also do is, as we do every single day, once again, thanks to Chris Lindsay, we will put some of this vintage talc in our Crabtree and Evelyn shave brush that we no longer use, and load it on. We don't have much planned for St. Patty's Day. We never do. But still a little bit of redness from the vacuum cleaner brush shave, which, if you haven't seen that, just look for it in the stunt shaves. Okay, so that takes care of that. And the final. Now, this stuff is probably the best out of all the creeds as far as longevity. I think it's the best. And that's it, Shave Cadre. I hope that you all have a safe St. Patrick's Day. And once again, as always, the lifeblood of the Shaving Cadre Forum is you, and we appreciate your membership each and every day. Take care.